100.3 WRB. It's the Quincy Harris Morning Show with k.foxx and your station for 50 minutes of nonstop music. Okay, we've been hearing about it. Asbestos in the Philadelphia Public Schools. Right now, we have Superintendent of Philadelphia Public Schools, Dr. William Hite. Let's get up for Dr. William Hite.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Dr. Hite, there's a lot of people on you right now. People calling for your resignation. People saying maybe you knew about this, you didn't know about it. Like, you're in the hot seat. Let us know what is going on with Benjamin Franklin and the schools with asbestos.
Yeah, so first and foremost, we're excited about a $37 million renovation that we're doing with Ben Franklin.
Okay.
And it was going to house two schools, Ben Franklin and Science Leadership Academy. Doing that renovation, that also included asbestos abatement or removal, 100,000 square feet of floor tile and all of the piping. Doing some work on the boiler room, it was discovered that some asbestos was behind a different material.
Okay.
And it was damaged somehow, and then we noticed it. And then once that happened, we did some tests. In fact, we did over 100 tests in that school and found, but for the boiler room, all other areas were below the standard based on the health department. But we took the precaution to take the kids out of the Ben Franklin high school space because I didn't want other damage to create asbestos in other places.
Okay.
And so since that time, children have not been in school. So we had to find some other locations for young people. And at first, we were trying to get children back in school as quickly as possible. So we had two options of schools that could take those children as soon as possible. One was Strawberry Mansion, one was South Philadelphia. People did not like those options. And so we pulled together a task force of individuals after we had a town hall and then came up with other options. And so on Monday, October 14th, Ben Franklin students and staff will relocate to 926 West Sesley Avenue.
Okay.
That school was selected because it's close to the Broad Street line that those children use already, and the faculty and staff and student body can all be in one place.
Okay.
SLA students will pursue a Center City campus model because their program is a little different. They come and go on a daily basis. They have internships. They're going to be using classes in the school district headquarters at 440 North Broad and at Road of Shalom at 615 North Broad Street. And so beginning Monday, students will be in classes and back to a normal routine. And so it's important for your listening audience also to understand that because of our schools and because of the age of our schools, many of them have asbestos.
Okay.
But if not damaged, it doesn't pose a health hazard. By federal regulations, we're required to do visual inspections of these every 6 months and report on those visits and document that per federal regulations. And so all of those things are available on the school district website. People can go on there and see. We're going to use this as lessons learned about how do we communicate about these things, and then how do we make sure people understand the risks that are involved, quite frankly, and when there are dangers related to this and when they're not.
Okay, we're talking to Superintendent of Philadelphia Public Schools, Dr. William Hite. There were asbestos found in Science Leadership Academy and Benjamin Franklin High School, correct?
Yeah, two schools are in one building.
Okay.
And the area, the asbestos was found in the boiler room.
Got it.
No classrooms are in the boiler room, and no students have access to the boiler room. We did all of those tests in and around the boiler room, and elevator shafts and stairwells, all around the school. All of those tests came back above standard. Below standard, and so, but for the boiler room.
Got it. So have there been, I guess, asbestos checks in other Philadelphia schools?
Yes, we have to check every school.
Okay.
And whether it was built before 1980 or not, or built after 1980 or not, we actually are required by federal law to do inspections every 6 months. And those are not done by us. They're done by an environmental consulting group that does that on a contracted basis.
So this may be a loaded question, but how soon before we can resolve the issue?
Yeah, so we think that the construction, one of the reasons I took the young people, I did not allow the young people to go back into Ben Franklin is because I didn't want the conclusion of the construction project to upset other areas of the building that would then maybe damage more, and then we would have to bring children back out of the building. So I stated that I did not want children to return to that building until construction is complete. And we think construction will be completed by the end of this calendar year. Okay. And then the children can return from the 2 sites or the 3 sites that I just talked about and back to their home school at the Ben Franklin campus.
Got it. Now, listen, Dr. William Hite, there's a lot of people I saw at Town Hall. They're coming for your neck. They're like, hey, you need to step down. What do you have to say to those people that are maybe still frustrated and still saying that, you know, maybe you shouldn't be the superintendent of Philadelphia Public Schools?
I mean, I think, look, there are a whole bunch of people involved in this, and it's no sense in talking about a whole bunch of people. I'm ultimately accountable. I get that. I know one of the reasons we had the 2 town halls is because people were emotional about it. They were asking for an opportunity to communicate their displeasure with this whole situation and with me, quite frankly. And so I wasn't surprised with that. I mean, and to me, it communicated the pain that people were feeling because of the anxiety that this whole thing has caused. And I apologize for that. But the point I made then and the point I'll make now is that I'm going to fix it. I mean, and that's the responsible thing to do. I mean, the responsible thing to do is not just to walk off and leave a mess, but you have to fix it. And I plan to fix it, and we plan to make sure going forward that we have these types of projects that will result in something that's exciting. I'll also add, we're trying to improve schools, and we're trying to improve the environments in schools. And so we did a $50 million renovation at Dobbins High School. We're doing a $37 million renovation at Ben Franklin. We have a new school going up in the Northeast. We have new additions happening at Silas Cohen and other places. And so this is about trying to improve the conditions of schools. And while we were trying to do our best as quickly as possible, it's also important to make sure we back up and make sure we're communicating these issues and doing this thing with to ensure that we're maintaining safe environments everywhere we have these construction projects.
I want to say thank you for just stopping by, because I would tell you guys this. You know, you were walking in the hallway. I said, Dr. Hite, we got to have you come on the show. And you had no problem. You didn't hesitate. You came on and talked to our listeners. So thank you for that.
Indeed.
And I can only imagine the amount of pressure and heat that's on you right now. But thank you for coming, talking to our listeners and fixing the problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to get it right.
Okay. Indeed. Well, thank you. It's the Quincy Harris Morning Show with K.Foxx right here on 100.3 WRMB.